Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we usually put out on this channel. It's going to be more just strictly for entertainment. But we're going to talk about tinfoil hat theories. So if you guys don't know what tinfoil hat theories are, it's kind of like conspiracy theories almost. But basically it's just kind of stuff that we make up to explain certain things that happen to us in this game. It's very easy to get kind of caught up in different ideas about this game because there's so many things that are hidden, and of course there's so much RNG involved. And there's things that we cannot explain that happen basically because of RNG. But that's kind of like what the company would like to say. They'll say, "Oh, it's RNG," but of course people will always come up with some different theories about what they actually think. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of these popular tinfoil hat theories with you guys. So I'm gonna pull up an old thread here. It says, what tinfoil hat theory that you apply to this game? So the top tinfoil hat theory is actually, so I actually genuinely wouldn't be surprised if they occasionally forgot to turn on the 2x or 10x on summoning events. I've heard this many times. It's actually kind of funny. But basically if you pull immediately after the event starts, and then you don't get, you get some pretty bad luck, you're gonna think, did they actually turn this thing on? And apparently, yes, we all run into bad luck, but sometimes you just need that extra little justification about what actually happened. And maybe they didn't turn it on. We don't know. We're just speculating. Of course, this is all tinfoil. This actually has a lot of supporters basically saying that yes, it actually does happen, and so forth. But of course, it's just a theory. The next most popular tinfoil hat theory here: the soul merchant is not truly random. New champs have increased odds of appearing. Personally, I don't know. Maybe it's because like it's top of mind for you because you just saw the new champ, and then the stone shows up in the shop, and then you're like, hey, I focused in on this new champ. I know that when I'm looking in the shop and I don't see anything I like, I just look, that's it, I close the shop. But if you just realize there's a new champ, maybe you put extra emphasis on it. However, he does show us some screenshots of proof that he has, so who am I to say that it's not possible that it does have increased odds? Of course, this is just a theory. It's not proven or anything like that. He says this could possibly apply to shards and soul stones. And we're actually seeing that phenomenon right now where the mythical champions are showing up seemingly at a much higher rate in the soul stones right now. So right now it's hard to prove, right? And this comment and this theory actually gets a lot of support here. Our next tinfoil hat theory is that certain champions have a lower percentage chance of appearing from shard pulls, while others have a higher percent chance. So basically they're saying that like more sought after champions are, weighted differently. So the bad champions will have higher chance of popping up, whereas the better champions are in a lower percentage bracket of showing up. It kind of makes sense. And it would be okay if they disclose that information, but apparently they don't disclose that information. So I don't know if that's okay. If this was true, I wouldn't feel very good about it. Because yeah, but apparently somebody says that an old CC did say that there was brackets or buckets for different champions. But they didn't elaborate, so I can't really even say that it's true or not. But it's a very popular theory, and to me it kind of makes sense. But obviously there's no proof, so just put that tinfoil hat on, of course. But lots of support here, of course. If you're hard pressed to like pull a man eater or a cold heart, you guys know the feeling of, hey, the game is rigging this one champion against me, for example. All right, moving on. So our next popular tinfoil hat theory is Minotaur will give you fewer scrolls to force you to do one more run. Minotaur 15 gives 6 to 12 red scrolls, but if you need 7 more, you better believe he's dropping 6. It's kind of interesting. I'm sure it happened to many people where you are always 1 scroll short in the end. But it's only, I have to say, it's probably just there's probability, right? Like there's 6 outcomes. You're gonna get that one outcome 1 in every 6 champions, kind of, it's actually not that unlikely. So I think, this type of tinfoil hat theories is something to explain, but I think this is one of the looser ones, to be honest. So let's keep going here. Yeah, so somebody else is saying not all Legos have the same chance to pull. We kind of went through that. I mean, it makes sense, but Plarium has not stated that, and hopefully they don't do that, because that's, it would feel kind of bad. And I believe I did mention somebody mentioning there was brackets. So actually here it is. I found the comment. So it says Darth Micro mentioned there's a backend code to put champions in pools, but said he could not go further into the info. Who knows if that's true or not? So we don't know. That's just speculation, of course. So let's move on. What else? Lots of support for that comment. So here another comment saying, I think Lego pulls are more frequent when spending money. I hear this a ton. I used to be a low spender, $10 to $50 a month. I never once went into Mercy on Ancients or Sacred Shards. Since going free to play, I often go into Mercy on all shards. I don't know. I'm free to play. I get, my usual share of Legos. I don't get an excessive amount. I don't see it happening. I mean, of course it happens. Like we had, like Chosen going basically always into Mercy on all his shards. I'm sure he's obviously contributed some money into his account over the years. But I don't know. Maybe it's possible. It's possible. I mean, here's my thing. From experience, I know that I've heard people saying they receive different levels of support from the support system at Plarium based on how much money they spend, which is interesting. So let's move on. Oh, here's a fun one. During shard pulls, people with all have the certain time of day that have increased chance of getting Legos. So when I see someone in chat get a Lego, I'll pull if I plan to, because I think that's the time the drop rate is higher. So he's saying that certain times of day will have higher drop rates for certain champions. That's actually really interesting, because I've heard that from actually several different people. I don't know. People naturally look for patterns, right? So it's kind of interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this one? I've heard this one before, though. Let's move on. So what else? Let's go here. What else to go? The global top page, that people who get 200k points in a dragon event, like 50% of them are at least fake accounts by Plarium and are just there to make the bigger whales out there, so they spend more. This makes sense. They put bots out in arena, like classic arena, for us to beat up so that we get points to stay in, back in the day. I don't know if they still do that, but I don't know if they're bots. I don't know if they're actual bots or they're just old accounts that they basically reinstated for us to beat up. I'm not sure exactly what it is anymore. I don't know what they're feeding us anymore. But basically, they have the capability to do that. I don't know if they would. That's like really, really bad. But that's a theory, man. And I've heard it many times. So, oh, this guy's got a couple. Star Wars Fox. I think I've seen his name a couple times already. Instant upgrade tends to use more silver than manual. That's a good one. Yeah, I heard that before. More dupe fusions are pulled for free-to-play low spenders on average. People do realize there's a lot of fusions in this game. A good chunk of the legendaries are fusions, so the chances are you might pull a fusion once in a while from shards. Improved odds on Legos for spenders. Yeah, we just went through that one. Mythical chance on soulstones have been 10x or massively increased for FOMO. Yeah, that's a popular theory that I've heard as well. Basically, they're dropping mythical blessings on people so that they FOMO into buying primal shards. And then their random pulls from Lego is kind of busted, which is why you see people pulling same Legos during certain times on the server. So this guy's also thinking there is a correlation between time of day and increased rates on certain champions. So very interesting. Oh, and here's a new one. That I've recently heard. I believe that the wish list is actually a block list. If you put your champions in the wish list, you're less likely to get them. I don't know, man. Like, somebody else told me, take your champion off the wish list and you'll get it right away. So I did actually try that, and I did not get the champion right away. So I did put it back, but I still haven't gotten that champion. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. We always, like I said, you know, we can all go down all these tinfoil hats. They're all very entertaining, but at the end of the day, it's just human nature to look for patterns in things, and that's kind of like what makes us human, what makes us, you know, be able to solve problems and all that stuff. We look for patterns, right? So of course we're going to try to justify whatever is happening with, you know, from our experience, with our own experiences, and like come up with patterns and solutions to why things are happening the way they are. So anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it for the video. There's some entertaining tinfoil hat theories. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about some of these tinfoil hat theories. Let me know if you guys have any fun tinfoil hat theories yourself. Personally, I view myself as a very like logical, like process-based person. So most of these I can explain, but I totally understand why people would think would think these are true. And if they are true, it's pretty bad. Like, it's pretty bad. Some of these things are probably illegal. So, you know, benefit of the doubt to Plarium, you know. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your time, and thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video.